Hi, my name is Lorraine McKay, and I am the founder and president of the Refresh Institute. The Refresh Institute is a multifaceted empowerment organization, and it is through our efforts of education and community improvement projects where we have the opportunity to fulfill the mission to inspire, empower, and refresh the world one encounter at a time. Through our arts academies, we focus on empowering the creative individual by sharpening their unique skills and their expressions through various art forms, whether it's by painting or drawing, whether it's through vocals, song, or creative writing, production, and so much more. As a faith-based entity, we empower purpose in the lives of those of the Christian faith. We bridge the gap through our interactive courses and activations between your purpose in life and your faith. Through our institute, we house a full scholastic support sector, which bridges the gap between instruction and life by supporting you, the scholar. We support the whole man, both physically, emotionally, socially, spiritually, and by helping you build community. We do so through our LifeWire, which is our mental wellness sector, through our Refresh Kids mentoring group. We do so through our ACTS sector, which is our activities, clubs, and teams, such as prayer clubs, worship teams, production teams, and also too, our mission group, and so much more. It is our ultimate goal to empower your life, no matter how old or young you are, or no matter where you reside. You can always find refreshing right here at the Refresh Institute. Visit our website for more information at www.refreshglobalnfp.org. Well, hello, everybody. Good evening, y'all. We are here on this great evening. I'm back in the live streaming world. And I am here to talk about and continue on the Refresh Institute Rush Week. If you've been with us throughout the week, since last week, we've been having conversations with different instructors, and we've been chit-chatting about the courses at the Refresh Institute and what we have to offer for this upcoming spring semester 2023. I want you guys to know that registration is open right now, and it will close officially next week. And so we want you to go ahead and check out and explore our courses, check out all of the new happenings and things that are going on at the Refresh Institute through our website at refreshglobalnfp.org. But I'm really excited. I hope you guys are enjoying God's presence and enjoying all of the great, wonderful things that come with just enjoying life and life as a whole. And so we are really grateful. I'm really grateful that you guys are here on this evening tonight. Throw it in the chat. Let me know where you are watching from. Let me know where you're watching from, or if you're on here. I see the numbers, I just don't see the people. So let me know where you're tuning in from on tonight. We are going to talk about a phenomenal course that started off as just a skill-based course with painting and drawing, but now it is really about prophetic art, and we're going to share a little bit about how prophetic art came to be as a course in and through the Institute. And I'm really excited to have this dialogue with our instructor, Tamia Polk, who is in the streaming building, as we continue on our Rush Week conversation. Hey, T. Cantino from Connecticut. T. Cutino. I know how to say that. Pat, good to see you from Chicago. Koya from Indiana. Hey, Chi-Town in the house. Hey, Anna from New York, good to see you. Hey, Gwen, all the way from New Jersey. And Kim, good to see y'all. Good to see y'all tonight. Thank y'all so much for joining us. We are not going to delay the time. Again, we're talking about painting and drawing, or we call this course Mark the Moment. And so we're really super excited about having this conversation with Tamia. And we're going to just really, dive into the birthing of this course, why it's necessary. And if you are a creative, if you are one that is into drawing and sketching, but you really want to mark God's moments, here's another way to do so. The other day we talked about songwriting, and scribes are absolutely important. But scribes' expression is not just through writing scripts or writing from transcripts or manuscripts. Like, that's just not the only way to mark the moment. Another way to mark the moment is through drawing. Now, I don't know about some of you all, but when the Lord talks to me, sometimes he don't just talk to me in words. He show me vision and images. Hey, Keisha, good to see you. Hey, Alana and Lamaya. Yeah, he doesn't just show me, or he doesn't just talk to me through words. He show me visions. And sometimes it's really, really hard to articulate or describe the fullness of the vision. I try my best to do so, but sometimes it's a little bit challenging. But the Lord shows me sometimes in pictures, and the details of the pictures carry a message within itself. So I have to kind of like draw it out and stuff like that. And we don't even realize how much these things, or taking the time to sketch it out, literally marks the moment. And so our instructor, Tamia Polk, she's going to talk with us about the value of sketching, the value of prophetic art, marking the moment of God. I've seen her go from not doing it to doing it on a consistent basis, and now teaching others how to do so as well. So this is going to be a great conversation. I want y'all to just see really, really quick what she did in one of her she did another painting or drawing marking the moment, and we're gonna just see some of her work and all of the above. Do y'all have hours when I call the number on the website? The best way to reach our staff is through email, and if you're looking for, I'll put the email in the chat. You can contact our admissions department as TRI admissions at gmail.com, and she literally will give you all the answers that you need. We are currently switching over to a new system, which is why contacting through the phone and stuff has been a little difficult, because we're still trying to get all of those things transferred over. So the best way to contact is through email at triadmissions at gmail.com. But let me show y'all really quick some of her artwork, or one of the sketches that she's done, and the paintings and drawings. And then I'm gonna bring her on in, and we're gonna have some dialogue about our Mark the Moment class. Take a look. Y'all, we got Tamia. Tamia
Hey,
is
y'all.
We're going to have some great conversation, great dialogue about this Mark the Moment class. We're good to Glad to have you on with us tonight, Tamia, to talk about this Mark the Moments that you've been doing open class Mark the Moments all semester long during the winter semester to kind of have dialogue to begin teaching other people about this course and just the skill base and how important it is to truly mark the moment. But let's talk about the beginning, the birthing of Mark the Moment and why it was so important. Okay, so important to because if any of you guys have been following our journey, we started off as just a painting and drawing class.
Yeah.
However, I believe it was last year sometime we moved into calling it Mark the Moment. Let's talk about that
Last
story.
year during Rush Week, it
Oh yeah,
was
it was during Rush Week.
yeah, it was during Rush Week. We were on the live to talk about it, and we started talking about marking God's moments, and that was how we called it. I was like, we keeping it. That's the name of the class. It is what it is. So that was when we started calling it Mark the Moment. So it's been a year, I guess, since it's been titled that. But at first it was just like it was drawing one on one, I think, and then it kind of expanded to drawing and painting one on one, and then it went from there to let's just mark the moments because obviously the Lord is not only using one medium in this season. So that's pretty much how it got started. Originally, it's been what 2 maybe 3 years 2 years
Mhm,
since
mhm.
I've been an instructor at TRI, and I it I never expected it to expand the way that it has. It just like the more that I grow, the more the course has grown.
Yeah,
And so that alone, like just to be able to see that and experience that has been woo mind blowing.
yeah, yeah. It is. It's really a strong thing, and the reason why it has evolved the way that it is because, like you said, the Lord didn't just want to use one medium, and this is why we really wanted to go live and talk about this course because I don't think that people have put a lot of value on the moments that need to be marked in by God. Like we would
Yeah,
experience something in the presence of the Lord and we would know that God was showing us something that was absolutely pivotal. Think about it in your
yeah.
dreams. By the time you wake up, you like,
You
if
forgot
you let
the
too
moment
much
you open
time.
your eyes.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like you let too much time go by, then that moment, that message is gone. And
yeah,
it could be gone forever. Like it
yeah,
never really like the first time. And so
yeah,
we wanted to encourage people to start marking the moments, especially as they were having encounters with the Lord. And so like Tamia, you started like you were really having encounters with the Lord. And I remember in our 2019 Refresh Summit, we were really adamant about dreaming God's
dream
dream or
God's dream.
yeah, like seeing God's dream, living out God's dream, seeing God's dream. And typically when we dream in images. And
Mm-hmm.
but being able to mark it was not something that was a norm within the local assembly. So let's talk about because you started technically marking the moment at that summit, but you're now more intentional about marking the moments now, and especially if you know you going to worship. Talk about your journey and your history leading up to that point.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm excited because I like talking about it because it's like it's one of those things that you don't hear that often. So I'm
Yeah.
really excited to like talk about it. So yes, I can I've okay, I will start with this. I have been drawing on and off since I'll say 12. I'll say since I was 12. I know there was one season when I was like within my teenage years where I would literally come home from school and like just draw, and I had like a binder of cartoon characters that I would look at the picture and then I would draw it just from looking at the picture. And so like I would do that heavy, and then I kind of stopped because like as I got older, life happened, and you don't really have as much time to like do it like that, and you get older, you become an adult, and so like things kind of get away from you. And I also was slightly discouraged because I could not find that binder that I used to draw in all the time.
Mm.
And so like I was heartbroken, and I was like, where's the proof that I could draw? Like it's gone. And so I think because like in like all in that time period, transitioning to college and all of that, I kind of like dropped it, and I did not do it as much. So like a little, I want to say like maybe a little bit before the 2019 summit, I would like dabble in it every so often, like just a little bit, but I wasn't really into it like that, like I was before. And then the 2019 summit happened, and um I don't know, like I guess I started getting into painting like around that same time because I was there, and though I did I like I that was when I've always been a seer now that I'm thinking about it and like remembering back, but 2019 at that summit was when I actually realized like I like am I am I tweaking? Like what is happening? Like that was when I actually realized that it was like fully a thing that the Lord had graced me with. And so I remember talking to some people about it there, and then like some of the sessions spoke to it and stuff like that. And so it was like it started then. I would say that that's the beginning. And then the maybe like the second to last day of the summit, I had this really like it was like a strong passion or a burden to paint you. And it was like really like strong. And I was like, I don't what first of all, I've been here 3 days and you wait to the last day for me to want to like paint this picture so I could give it to her tomorrow. And so I like literally went home and I was like, okay, painting. What do I do? What do I paint? I just started this kind of thing. And so I would like my steps, like I would start out like using tracing paper, and I would like convert the image and then like trace it, and then I would paint from there because it was kind of like a fill in the blank kind of thing, which is still fine. I will still do that sometimes if I want like a certain look or a certain image or stuff like that, and there's nothing wrong with that. um and so that was what I did. I did the painting and I finished it, and I was up late finishing that painting too, let me tell you. And then like I was like, okay, gotta get up next morning, go to the summit because it was at the crack of dawn. And so I went there and I was like, can't forget my painting. And I think at the end of that session, it was when I gave you that painting. And you still got that painting, don't you? It's like, yeah, you still got that
Yeah,
painting.
I still
So
got the payment.
yeah, so that was when it started. Like when I felt that need like to paint that. I didn't know why. It was just I need to paint this feeling.
Wow.
And I didn't know at the time like what it was or that it was Holy Spirit like in that manner. But so that was kind of when it started, and that was really when I started getting back into painting and or art period, honestly, in my adult years. And then we moved, or then COVID happened, and
Yeah.
in COVID I just went crazy with it. Like I was like bored, paint, let's just paint. Like I have some images that I paint. I think I painted like 3 in one day. um and so like I was just painting, and because like I was like, well, now we're in the house, now's the time to hone in on that skill. So I would paint, and I got images from those, and like it kind of just progressed from there. And then I think you had asked me to teach around that time as well, and I was like, how do I don't know how to teach people to do what I do. I just know how to do it. And so, but I was like, okay, I can do it. Like, because I was like, I mean, obviously there's a reason you asked, and obviously I can do this, but I just have to figure out how, or how to bring it to pass, or what I need to do for it. And so it was like just drawing at first, and I would draw ever so often, and like paint more, and it just kind of just progressed and continued from there. And then I don't know. I think something accelerated, and
And here we are.
here we are. Because it was like, can I do this? Okay. you said you think I could do this. Well, I believe the God in you, and you believe the God in me. So we gonna believe God together for this thing to happen. And then I was like, okay, here we go. And so then it kind of just progressed from there. And I think more recently, I've because it's not something that I was taught, right? So it was more of a it was a they would call it a talent, like you could just do it, you can just do it.
Right.
But it wasn't something I was taught. Like I was never in art classes like that. I think I may have had one in school when I was younger in elementary school, like, but it was never like extensive or anything like that. And so more recently I've started like because we've like had several conversations about it. I'm like, I don't know what to teach or how to teach this or what do I do? Where do I start? Kind of thing. And so I kind of started studying it more lately and like the basics more so because it's one thing to draw like you just like if it's a talent, you kind of just sit down, you look at it and you do it. But I can't tell someone that in a class, right? You have to actually show the steps to actually do that thing. And so I had to go back to the basics of actual drawing to be able to give like have gained the language and knowledge that I needed in order to share that with other people. So I've like been watching like YouTube videos and sometimes I'll just randomly sketch and even that has made a big difference. Like the video that you played before we came on was for the Way of Life Christmas special, but that was the first time that one I felt really confident in the drawing that I did before I painted without tracing, without like using my art projector, any of that. I felt really confident about it. But two, like the following the actual steps of drawing it, like in the basics, helped a lot in actually being able to get it done and get it out versus looking at it and panicking and be like, well, I'm just trying to get to the finished picture, but I don't know what steps to take to get there. And so that like that video or that painting is a lot like it speaks a lot to like my progress or process in art period because there was a point where like I was not confident in it and I did not want to show anyone my art and I didn't want anybody to see it and I was like this is just for me and God if you want it I'll show it to you but like I don't have to show nobody else so that like that video alone is a testament to my progress and my increase in confidence and ability and skill and knowledge and wisdom like through God because of some of the things that he shared to me personally through you like through different situations like that has like it's all come together to make me a better artist and contribute to how I actually do art and how I actually teach art.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
absolutely amazing because it was something that was I would say kind of imparted into you from your father, who was actually a great artist as well. And just being able to receive impartation, not just genetically, but also through teaching, because I strongly believe that teaching is another part of impartation. And to just be able to bring to life what you see in your spirit, man, being able to mark that moment, date that moment, and say, this is some of the things that God is doing in our lives. And the reason why I was like, man, I want to push you as far as teaching others because it's not normalized in our worship setting. Now we're starting
Yeah.
to see more prophetic painters, but it's
Yeah.
not something that everybody is encouraged to do. It's only those ones that are specific. And a lot of people are like, wait a minute, I don't draw, I don't do any of these things. But sometimes I just see a box and God is kind of dealing with me from the perspective of a box. And one of the things that we're trying to get people to do here at the Refresh Institute is to be able to mark the moments. Here's why. I strongly believe in archiving the moves of God, whether it's through audio recording or music recording like I do, or whether it's through writing and scribing, whether it's through books and stuff like that. But I also believe that it's happening through art. And
Yeah.
there are a lot of people that don't have any language or any understanding about the visions that they see. So in the video, I want to play the video again.
Yeah.
In the video, you I want to in the video right here, you literally at one point, I'm gonna try to speed it up a little bit, but you started
Hmm.
going to it was right here.
This
You
part right here.
started writing what it was like. You stopped in the middle of it to get the message of the Lord. Let me see if I can move it. There you go. You
There,
started
that works.
in the middle of it to get the message of the Lord, and you was going to Google and you were doing the word webs to literally do what? What exactly was happening in that moment for you?
Oh, yes. So, I was, I literally stopped to. Okay, so here's what happened. That painting was based off an image that the Lord showed me. When exactly? I'm not sure the exact date, but that was based off what He showed me, and I was like, okay, is that what I, should paint for this video? Like, what you want me to do with it, Lord? And of course, I painted it for the video. The answer was yes, and I was like, okay, what does this mean, or what am I sharing, so that when I paint, I go to paint it with intentionality. um and so, like, I like that moment right there that you guys are looking at is me stopping to write down what the Lord was saying regarding the painting itself. So uh I do have it still written down, but just off the top of my head, there I was writing down the colors that I was using, and you could see some of them, like, in the video next to where I'm painting. Like, I was writing down the colors and what they meant, and why I was painting that particular part of the painting that color. Like, it was literally down to the detail, like the smaller pieces of the scepter that is in the person's hand at the end of it. Like, it was all the way down to like the smaller lines in it, that he was telling me or showing me, like, the what the colors meant, why I was using that particular color on that particular part of the body. And like, it was just like, it was a whole list, y'all. Like, it was a whole list of like what the colors meant, what the image itself meant, and things like that. And so that is one of the major parts of marking the moment itself. Like, it's not just, oh, I have this image, let me just paint it, right? And you'll paint it like you'll end up treating it like you go into a coloring book and you just paint it the colors you want because it's a coloring page. But it's not. That's not like, it's not uh that minuscule. It's bigger than that. So, like, any image that I go to paint now, it's because, one, the Lord has shown it to me, or I've seen it, whether I'm in my personal prayer time, corporate prayer time, a church service, at work, like driving. It don't matter where I'm at this point, because hello. But like, it's literally based off of what the Lord has shown me in that moment. And then, even sometimes, like, when I do see things, maybe I don't have a specific color that I see in that moment, or I don't have, like, that particular meaning or something like that. But I will try to, like, when I go actually sit down to do it, okay, Lord, what color am I supposed to paint this? What does this mean? Why am I painting it this color? For example, the pants of that person, they're brown, right? And normally be like, oh, brown pants, that's normal because brown and green go together. But no, the pants are brown because it's a representation of uh the belt of truth, if I'm not mistaken. And so that was like, it was things like that was happening as I was, and I had to stop and like write down what every color meant before I even sat down to finish the painting. And so it was like, the shoes are yellow, not because I love the color yellow, but because he's a light unto our feet. Like, the yellow is the light and it's on the shoe. So like that, like, it was like, when I'm actually sitting down right now thinking about it and speaking about it, it was very intricate in how the Lord had me to paint this particular painting. Like, it would seem like it's a smaller painting on a smaller canvas, but it's so much bigger than that. And so I'd be amazed.
It's crazy because I know, I don't know if that was around, it was around the time, no, it was before the time when the Lord talked about the clouds for us. So what did the clouds mean for you in this particular picture?
So it was around the same time
Okay, okay.
that we were talking about the clouds, and that thing would not let me go. Like I painted a bunch of picture clouds since then. Like there's another picture I have it's just clouds in the sky. Like it just we just in the clouds.
Yeah,
But like it was like the if I'm not mistaken, the lighter blue on the side with the sky is like it represents like Holy Spirit. But the clouds represent his glory, like we're in Holy Spirit and the clouds in his glory. And then the other side that's purple or violet has we're still in his glory, but we've crossed over into royalty as well, and being priests and sitting in our seat, like we were being given our position, or like like passing down, like the
yeah.
king bear the scepter upon you, and it was
Mhm.
like that. And so like it was like Holy Spirit and royalty, and like this is who you are, and all of who you are in the glory cloud.
Wow. That's amazing. I remember last year, we were in Milwaukee for a Seekers gathering, and
Hmm.
that was the first time where I know you had went and got a sketchbook, and you was like, "We seeking the Lord. I gotta give him a book, and
Let's go.
we gotta, yeah." And so you're making that a practice, and I love that that is becoming a norm within amongst the
Yeah.
seekers. And so this class in particular is for those that are seers, because you see a lot of images, and those sights and visions that you see carry massive messages that sometimes are hard to explain. And as it is kind of difficult or hard to explain, drawing it out can make it all the more of the difference as far as explaining it, but most importantly, marking the moments that God would have shared with you a particular word. And so this class is designed to empower those that are seers so that they
Yeah.
can scribe and archive what the Lord scribe and archive what the Lord is saying in a moment. Because there are a lot of people that's creatives, and they like, I don't know what to do with what I'm seeing. And I don't want to forget what I'm seeing, but I got to make room for more vision. And so I can't keep my mind crowded with all of that stuff. I got to empty it out, mark it, put it on there, and keep moving forward. God will use all of your gifts to literally get his message and his word across to the entire body of Christ.
Yeah, he will. And I just love talking about this period now. I guess I don't know. This is a passion. But so like when we were in Milwaukee, I uh I had went to get like a travel art kit and sketchbook and travel canvases and all of that. Because I was like, well, if we gonna do this, I need to be prepared at all times. And the Lord had told me, you need to be prepared at all times. So now I don't go anywhere without art supplies, especially if I know I'm going to worship, life night. It don't matter where I'm at. I got a sketchbook, and I got some type of art medium. I got pastels, I got paint, I got markers, paint markers. I got all of it with me at all times.
Yeah.
So don't ask me what's in my bags, because one is regular and one is art, and that's fine. So like
Right.
I always have it with me. Like it's literally with me right now. But
I
so
love that.
yeah, I had to like, and I think that was one of the paintings that made me even more realize like this is real. Um, it's like, and that it's interesting because that painting doesn't necessarily have a set image per se. It's more of an environment, if that makes sense. or an
Hmm.
atmosphere that was captured in that painting. And so it's like all of them aren't like that. So I couldn't hold God to that box in that. It's like, oh, I want to mark this moment. But when I look at it, I could tell you what was going on because I marked that moment. Like I don't have to be thinking about it actively or
Hmm.
none of that. It's just I can look at the paintings and I can tell you, oh, I was so and so such and such, and this is what the Lord was saying or doing in this moment, or this is what this represents. I can look at it and tell you that. And if I can't tell you off the top of my head, I'll write it down somewhere just in case. Like so, he's really um he's intentional about these moments. And I remember like in 2019 when I was really recognizing that I was a seer, I was like trying to write this stuff down like in my phone notes, like, okay, there's a river, there's water, I can feel it, now what? Like, and so like I could like you just trying to keep up and like make sure that you write down everything that God is saying, but it can sometimes be a distraction because you're trying to remember those details to write it down, but then you cut off him speaking because you're trying to go back to where he just was. But when you like now I will just either put in my notes or like I just put the name the image like I see a huddle at a basketball game. That's an actual image he showed me. I see a huddle at a basketball game. um the coaches empowering the team. So now like the more that I've done it, the more I've begun to get language to what I see a little bit quicker, or not a little bit, but quicker, and better able to understand like what the Lord is saying to me in those moments, and I'm able to share more effectively like with people as well, because that's not something I was always able to do. Like I can remember one of the times I was starting to see stuff and I was like, uh am I supposed to tell them what I saw? And when I tell them, what do I tell them? Because I just seen the butterfly. What do that mean? Like,
Right,
what do you mean? And so
right.
like now I have like language, and of course I'm continuing to gain language and knowledge, but I like that marking the moment helps with that. It really does.
Yeah. And I believe in giving space, room, and empowering those that carry this gift. There are many of you all who you may not write a book, you may not sing a song, you may not record an album, but you can mark the moment. And so,
Yeah.
whatever it is, whether you're marking the moment by sketching it in your journal, putting it on a what they call a
Canvas.
thank you. It's just what away from my mind. Put it on a canvas, whether you got a sketchbook or whatever it is so important because I believe God is going to keep inviting us into other spaces of discovery that is going to equip us and give us language for what's coming and how to get ahead. Like Joseph, he was able to literally be a blessing in the midst of famine, be a blessing in the midst of a lot of hardship. And a lot of prophets of old were seers and dreamers who had intel about the things that were happening, and they tried to articulate it just by scribing it out. But being able to draw like the full measure is one of the things that you want to be able to do. So this class is called Mark the Moment, and it's the
Mark the
painting and
moment.
drawing classes. So you're learning how to draw. Let's talk about it from the practical side. We talked about it extremely deeply on the spiritual side because that's the foundation of this class. But on the practical side, you learn how to draw, and you don't learn how to draw like Tamia. You learn how to draw like yourself. When
That
we
part.
last spring we were in Maryland and you held your first Mark the Moment workshop, and there were people like run through just briefly what that workshop was all about. You gave them a topic, you gave them a theme, or what did y'all do? Y'all pray? What did y'all do?
So I taught a little bit. We talked about the definition of art, what is art, and we talked about art as it pertains to God. One of the main things that stands out and rings like strongly and loudly in my ear and my heart, even from then, is art, one of the definitions of art was an expression of, like, an expression of something, right? That was like one of the definitions. And so the way that the Lord kind of brought it together was like viewing the cross as a work of art. Like, what was God expressing through that? And like, we talked about it in so many different ways, and we talked about a few other things as well. But um it was like, just the perspective, even my perspective was shifted, and I was there when he gave it to me. But when I said it out loud, it was as if I never heard it before, even though we had a conversation about it. So it's really like empowering, and it was really empowering. And some of the people, like, they came from, I think they some came from like the intercessory workshop, some came from like what was the psalmist or leadership worship leader
Yeah,
part. Like, they were
yeah.
coming from like these yeah, they were coming from those different sections, and was like, okay, I just need to breathe a little bit. And I mean, they breathed a little bit, but they was also like, I thought I thought this was gonna be just a tad bit, less weighty. I was
Like
like,
spa time. Do, 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 do,
yeah. I
do.
was like, sorry. So like, it was sweet and it was refreshing, but there's also a weight to it, and they recognized that. And one of the people that came she didn't paint and she did not draw, but uh she sewed, and she would knit. And she was like, we were talking about art and how sometimes people limit what art is, and you
Yeah.
can't you cannot limit art. You cannot limit it. And so like, she was like, well, what do you say about, or what do you think about knitting? Like, is that considered a form of art? Like, because I would try to, consider it, and people would say no. And like, she was like really like defeated almost, because of what people had told her, like, it's not art, or she didn't feel like it was art, or like that it owned up to like paintings or drawings or things like that. And I was like, nah, like, that's also art. And we had a whole conversation about that. And she was like, I literally like pray to God for what colors to use if I'm knitting something. I said, you marking the moment. It's still marking the moment. You still sat with God in that moment, and you're still marking
Wow.
it. And so like, she left like free, I believe, to freely mark the moment in her knitting. Um and that alone was like, I was like, Lord, like, I left crying. I really did. Like, I left crying, because I was like, Lord, I thank you and I honor you for freeing your people and allowing them to expand beyond what they've always known, because you're far more than that. And so
Yeah.
it was it was just it was just so beautiful.
Needless to say, it's something for everybody in when it comes down to worship and arts and just how God is going to use you in the earth.
Yeah.
And again, it's not just to be extremely spiritual about it, but this is a skill-based class, right? So
Mhm.
its basis is to build you up in your skill level, get you more acquainted with marking the moment and putting the message behind the art and the message behind the vision to literally guide and direct people. You do not know what generations moving forward beyond you are going to need the image that you carry right now.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's very important that we take the time to mark this moment. To me, I do want to I want to answer some questions. They asked, are the classes are virtual or in person? All of our classes here at TRI are online. We serve
Mhm.
people still all across the globe, literally.
Airwell.
Serve people all across the nation of the United States, but we also have some international students. And I think we have some a couple of ones coming on in this semester as well. And so we're really excited about being able to serve those in the virtual space. You're going to still get the same level, the same weight of the courses within it. None of our courses withhold any weight as it pertains to the impartation of knowledge and the impartation of training. So all of it is designed to, so that you can take it right from the comfort of your home. I'm not going through all of the courses tonight. We have so many courses that we do have. Tonight is specifically about Mark the Moments. We did songwriting yesterday. Last week, and Dr. Dion is on here from Amplify Vocal Studios. We had her on last week. We were talking about her vocal class as well. Like we got a lot for you guys. And we've been talking about all of the different classes, foundations of worship and stuff like that. But we're not going to go through all of them tonight. Tonight is specifically designed for us to just share and talk about Mark the Moments. But you can learn more about all of our courses on our website at refreshglobalnfp.org. Before we leave, Tamia, I want to give you the space to kind of share any final last words regarding your Mark the Moment class. Encourage potential scholars to come on and join you for this time and all of the above. And then I'll come back on and we'll close it on out.
Okay. So, in closing, I would like to say that Mark the Moment honestly is beyond what you could even imagine that it is. Like if you stop yourself at what you think is going to be like, or you overthink what it's like, or you overthink about whether or not you can actually draw or paint, you're going to miss the moment. But we don't want you to miss the moment. We want you to mark the moment. So I'm going to say, come on over and register for this course so we could talk about and learn about marking the moments. Now, uh, the only basic skill that you need is to be able to use a utensil. You only need to be able to write. That's it. And then the rest we could talk about and we could teach and discuss, because it's literally honestly it's it's it shapes. And that's the only insight I'm gonna give you, is that it shapes. That's it. That's all I'm gonna give you. But if you want the rest, come on over and register. I got you.
In
Me and
other
God got
words,
you.
you're not going to be defeated.
You're not gonna be defeated.
In other
I
words,
promise you won't be defeated. We are
like, okay,
we don't deal in defeat.
tap in a little bit about that hint you was given. It's only like what, three basic shapes that you're going to show them how to do a lot of things from. What's them three basic shapes?
So the three basic shapes are, they are a cylinder. Uh, well, actually, I'm gonna start from the basics, not the 3D
Yeah,
ones. So
basic.
circle is circle, square, and triangle.
Literally.
Those
So
those are the three basics to
you can
any,
mark
like,
every moment from those
yeah,
three shapes.
yeah,
She
yeah.
started talking about 3D shapes and all that stuff. I'm sure you're gonna get into that, but it's the three basic shapes that you're gonna start off with, and all you gotta do is know how to make a circle,
Yep.
how to draw a square, and how to draw a triangle.
That's literally it. And I
That's
know.
Hello, I'm
okay. We're back. Don't even know what just happened right there. Anywho, anywho, like we said, all you gotta do is learn and know those three basic shapes, and that's it. That's all the hints, and you just gotta know how to be able to use a pencil. Glory to God.
Mhm.
And we'll show you all of the rest. So go to our website, refreshglobalnfp.org. Register. You got until next Friday to make your mark in your Mark the Moments classroom. The Mark the Moments course, which is online, virtual. You'll be hosting your classes on Tuesday nights.
Yep. Tuesday nights.
Tuesday nights at 7 to 6.
7.
Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. You'll be able to dive right on in, jump into the class, make your mark in the Mark the Moments with literally 3 basic shapes. And she's going to show you how to do the rest. You're going to draw, but then you're also going to incorporate painting because colors matter to the message of the Lord in all of these things. So we want to encourage you to go check it out. Go to refreshglobalnfp.org and take full advantage of our spring registration semester, our semester registration that is happening right now, all the way up until next Friday. That's all you got is until next Friday. So we want to thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you
for this amazing time at talking with Tamia. So I want to tell you thank you, Tamia, for with us about Mark the Moments. And we look forward to seeing y'all this semester at the Refresh Institute. If you got any questions, make sure you email our admissions advisor. You can email her right here at triadmissions@gmail.com. That's for all the questions regarding the courses that are available. Now you can explore what the courses are, and then you can inquire about the rest. Yes. So triadmissions@gmail.com. Make sure you email her for any and all questions. And we can't wait to see you guys in class this spring semester. We love you guys. Y'all have a great night. If y'all stay tuned, y'all be able to see the faces and hear from the people who will serve you during this spring enrollment. All right. Love you guys. Have a great night.
You're a Refresh Institute Scholar Admissions Advocate, and I will be helping you get familiar with all of the programs that you might be interested in, any questions that you might have, and getting you started in the registration and enrollment process. I can't wait to work with you.
Greetings, scholars. My name is Brandy Hicks, and I am your registrar here at TRI. I am here to help you with your needs concerning eligibility for commencement, for your transcripts, and having overall access to your class. I look forward to serving you this school year.
Hi, my name is Valencia Baker, and I am honored to serve as the billing advocate for the Refresh Institute. I look forward to servicing all of your financial needs for the spring 2023 semester. Not only do I serve as the billing advocate, but I also am honored to be a student as well, where we empower your mind, we empower your purpose, but most importantly, we empower you.